Hey y'all, Chuck here with No Time to Be Sad. Hey, today I got a couple of guests here. They live, right now they live in Chayapum, and they also stay most of the time in Phuket. But anyway, they're very interesting. I want you guys to meet them. This is Jonathan and Pam. And Pam is from Chayapum, right? You already have an established business?
Yes.
Okay, they have a tour business down in Phuket, and you said you have a website.
Yes,
and
Facebook.
I'll share that with you. What do you guys you specialize in anything?
Well, the tours, I mean, you can find them, the same ones that we offer, the same ones that are on like those little stalls, but the prices is what I pride myself in, especially for her, because she's in the know-how as far as the better prices and or promotions during that time. Now, if you came to us too, you'd also get my own personal experience for some of the tours that I've been on, and as far as which ones I recommend and which ones I don't. That's just based off from my standards. As far as like if I like them, like if the crew's engaging, if the crew want to make sure you're okay, if you're feeling all right, or if you've got what you need.
You guys go outside of Phuket area?
At the moment, no, but we do have. She does have some friends that are in Bangkok, and they do the exact same thing, but for the Bangkok
But for
region.
right now, mostly just Phuket area.
Correct.
The boat tours and all that
the
stuff.
islands and all that kind of stuff. Yes.
So what's interesting is these guys are 31 years old. You're 31, and she's 33. Okay.
2 years older than me.
So you are here on a business visa.
Yes.
And which visa is that?
It's the non-immigrant B
Non-immigrant B.
Yeah.
And they're not married. You guys are not married. So how did you obtain this visa?
Well, I mentioned something about a work permit, and then she mentioned that it would be the non-B because she had a friend that does visas and stuff like that too. So I took all the information I had, and she actually sent some of the information, like as far as the paperwork for our business that was done here in the Department of Labor in Phuket town, and mailed it to me. Some of the original copies, but of course she made her own copy, so she has it as well. And I brought it to the embassy there in New York City.
Yeah, he's from New York, by the way. I forgot to mention that.
So when I get to the embassy there, I give them the paperwork that she gave me, and then my own, and then they go through the process there as well. And it's the normal stuff. You need the pictures, you need this, you need that. But then what I didn't know was that she needed to give me a paper of a to hire letter to them, saying that I'm being hired by the company.
And the visa is good for 1 year?
The visa I only applied for 3 months, just to get me here first, to get the work permit done.
And so you get an extension once
Yes,
a year?
I did. So it was kind of funny. I don't know if it'll work out for anybody else like this, but my visa was up good until August 18th.
Hang on, let me close. I gotta close it. We're right on a street, so it's really noisy, and this is Thailand, so.
So I don't know if it will work out the same way it did for me. But when I got the visa, I did it from the date I was leaving. No, from the date that I did it then, and then to the date somewhere in August. But when I got to the immigration line in the airport, he looked at me and he was like, "Wait a minute, like, what?" And I was like, "Yeah, I had to get the visa, but I'm going to get a work permit." He was like, "Oh, okay." So he switched it to just a few more days extra to when my visa was ended and then stamped it, which gives me the
That actually happened to me I had an O visa, a marriage visa.
Right.
But when we got here, the date was a little bit different, but they just stamped it for the,
like an extra
time
right.
that I arrived.
Oh, so it's perfect. Yeah, so that's what he did for me, which was kind of nice because my brother's wedding is coming up soon.
So do you have to carry any money in Thailand? Do you have to show any funds?
No. The only thing is that right now I have the work permit, and then when I come back, or before I come back, I extend my visa for longer. If I did the regular visa, then I would have to report every 90 days. But I can get, because I have the work permit, I can get the red booklet.
Yeah.
What the red booklet allows me to do is to not have to report every 90 days. But I do need to bring my landlord in.
So
and
when you
that
say report,
like, I don't have to go to the immigration office.
you don't have to report on that.
But the thing is that with the work permit in Phuket, I can't work anywhere else but Phuket. So I think with the work permit, like if I had it just regularly and it was the same as a regular visa, I'd be able to change it with very little issue. But with that red booklet, it locks me down to only Phuket. And then I would have to go through so much more if I wanted to change it.
I mean, are you allowed, you're obviously allowed to travel outside.
Yes, traveling is fine, but working is not a good thing.
Yeah.
So like if I always get caught working with her sisters or whomever, her brother, then that's really the issue.
So do you have a specific job description on your work permit?
I think it's I don't know.
He's sweating. Let me turn it on. He just got here a month ago. No, turn it on. Turn it on. He just got here a month ago.
I think it's just like co-owner and executive. More or less the same thing that she does, but she deals with more of the money, so she's got the accountant part on it, and I don't have that because I'm not that great with money.
Right. I don't know if you would be able to do that type of job in Thailand.
The accounting thing?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah,
No.
I don't think so. I think you're very limited to what you can do.
Unfortunately, yeah. Which is not that big of a deal for me.
But I have yet to talk to anybody who's on that type of. I've met a couple, but never really sat down and talked to them. I've met a couple actually in Phuket that own, that lease like townhomes, like apartment complex. They temporarily have the lease and they lease it out to people.
Yeah, they do that. And there's actually a gentleman, he came here, I think originally on a work permit, was Boomer. He lives in Camelot. He's been here for 20 some odd years.
Yeah.
But because he's American, they allow him to own 99% of his business.
Right.
And that was like, it hurt me a little bit because some people were telling me that I should do that. And I'm like, no, because I trust her. So we're going to work on getting to 50-50 so that way when it comes to business decisions, I have to be included.
Right.
And instead of her having to feel like everything is all on her, all the pressure is down and stuff like that. So it
Well,
helps.
it's not just a partnership. You guys are actually in a relationship.
Yeah.
So, that has to work too, right?
It does. And it helps a lot because we can get deeper into certain things.
So how did you guys meet?
So it originally started with a postcard, and the image on the postcard I couldn't find in the reverse Google image. So that can either mean it doesn't exist.
Where did this postcard come
From New York City. I just saw it in like Rite Aid.
Oh, so you saw a postcard,
Yep.
you attracted to the picture,
Yep.
and did it say Thailand on it?
Yep.
And so from there you got
Just a
to
certain
be
urge.
intrigued into
Yeah.
Thailand. Okay.
It was more because I'm more on the spiritual level, so I think of it like on that kind of thing where it's like my mind and my body and my soul wants to go somewhere more for me, and that's when the postcard came through, and I was like, okay, so then let's go visit. And then I was like, well, let me not go visit and be by myself and look like a doofus walking around. I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do because I can't read the language. So I signed up for one of their their dating websites, their little dating app. And then I saw her, she matched with me.
Do you know the name of the
I think it was, ThaiCupid.
Okay.
It was ThaiCupid. And then, so I initiated the conversation first because I saw all the connections that we had made. And then she's like, yeah, well, I live in Phuket. If you come visit, then I'm here to help you out. And I said, okay. So then I did that, landed in Bangkok though, met a friend through the website again as well. She picked me up from the airport, and then the next day I came to Phuket. So from then on, we went to Khao Lat and then all the other little places in Phuket that she showed me that her business at the time when she was working for was SRC, do the exact same thing that we're doing now. So she's already the know-how. And then when I asked her, I was like, well, what would you like to do for the rest of your life? Because I'm having this connection with you that's kind of making me say this and look like an idiot. And I got no problem with that. She's like, I want to have my own company. Doing the exact same thing I do. I said, okay. So we do our thing. We're spending our time, and all my other plans originally to go everywhere else in Thailand were completely canceled because I'm really into her. And then when I get back, I help her financially start up the business, but she made it very clear to me that she wanted my name on the company with her.
Right.
She didn't want it just to be by herself because she understood those nasty norms of saying that they're only in for it for this, they only want this and only want that, and she wanted to make sure that I understood that that's not who she is.
Right.
And I appreciated that the most.
So how long have you guys been together or dating? Or?
Ever since April of last year.
Last year, so very close.
Yeah, so a little over a year now.
So what do you think about Thailand in your first month?
Officially being
Yeah,
here,
like living in Thailand.
it's definitely a good swing of ways that I want to get into, but I'm naturally fighting it
Yeah.
because, again, me coming from New York, everything is really fast, everything's really just hard and just straightforward. Whereas here, I'm just kind of looking at things and I'm like, why would you do it that way? And then she just explains to me, she's just like, because you just do. I said,
Right.
okay, this has worked for me.
That's the answer, right?
That's it. It's just that simple. I'm like, okay, cool.
And I find that later on in life you start to realize why we do certain things here. But you know, we got to wrap our minds around everything and have a total understanding of everything, and it's very difficult for a Thai woman to have a relationship with a foreigner because we think so differently. We think too much. We overreact. We overthink. And they have to be the ones that are calm and not get irritated at us for being the way we are. And eventually they grow onto us. And eventually we either adapt and overcome or we just go away.
Yeah. That was it, the whole drive here, when everything was just going, or seemingly to go wrong. I was getting frustrated. And then she's like, you get upset so easily. And I'm like, you're right. And then I kind of gave it a few minutes and I'm thinking about it while she's driving. I'm just like, they weren't serious problems. Yeah, they just added a few, like maybe half an hour to our trip, but it could have been a lot worse. So it's like, then why really do you need, like, do I need to get mad about it? I mean,
It's not that we're angry, it's part of our culture.
Yeah.
And I can explain to you this. When a Thai person initially gets into a confrontation, whether it's let's say a bicycle accident, motorbike, the first reaction of a Thai person is they smile. They smile. If they do something wrong, they smile. Ours is the opposite. The first thing that happens to us is, why did you do this? You know, we get angry. But that's how we are. And then we think about it for a minute and everything's okay. But it's difficult for us to transition, and I don't think we ever can because we're immediately reaction is like trying to blame something else for, what's happening. But Thai people are different. Now there's a switch. If you go beyond that limit, the smile, then Thai people become extremely, you're going to have to run, right?
Yeah, I've seen that happen. Yeah.
But it's a cultural difference, and it's difficult for you, but it's very difficult for them too, but they don't express their frustrations that much until it's too late, and then they're
Well, she's been really good about that kind of thing, where like she doesn't do it in that moment, but she also presents them in a way where it's like very calming, to where it's not to trigger my anxiety, because I have PTSD. So if anything happens that I can't control, then I get really frustrated. But that's odd because when I'm in Phuket, I'm not like that. I'm very just like, what am I gonna do? I don't know. It's okay. But here, I guess because I'm out of that box that I built, then I'm a little more on edge. But then being home with her in Chaiyaphum, it's helping me build a box there to where I can just really let it all out. And I feel more like that when I'm outside. Like inside, I'm comfortable inside, but when I'm outside and I see the mountains and I see the fields and I'm just like, this is why I came. This is why I love being
Have you ever lived you're from New York, obviously. Are you used to seeing the countryside or?
Yes. I used to live upstate New York in a place called Washingtonville, which is about an hour 45 away from the city. And that was very rural. And that's where I felt the most at peace.
So tell me I know you've only been here a month, so it's really difficult to tell. So what is your biggest attraction to Thailand other than Pan?
the temples.
Yeah.
I just love the emphasis that they have on the
Are you
temples.
thinking about studying Buddhism or anything?
I'd love to. I really would love to. I mean, I've felt a connection with it, but I guess that's more because of like I'm spiritual, so I don't tie myself down to any type of like religion or a certain practice. So it gives me that freedom to be able to take away from everything that I wish to apply to myself, to be able to better myself and making sure I feel good.
Yeah.
And then in the same respect for her, and I love that she's really into her practice and really into her Buddhism, and then I want to be able to support that to where she doesn't ever feel.
So I know there's probably a lot of things that frustrate you in Thailand at this point because you're still fresh on the market. So what is probably the most irritating thing that you have seen since you've been here your short time?
It actually doesn't have to do with the people. The people don't frustrate me at all. I think it's more that, believe it or not, it's actually an American app for Google not being updated with the roads when I'm doing the maps. Because throughout our trip here, there was this road closed, that road closed, and the Google app had no idea that those were closed. And it's like, well, that's a very big inconvenience for me because now I have to try to figure out how to navigate around it. And then
that's a problem with Google really in Asia altogether. Like in Korea, we had to actually, Google would work, but it'd be put you in a different area. There was a different type of app that you had to get for it to work in certain areas. But in Thailand, the language here is all in Thai language. So they do have stuff in Google, but you have to actually put it in Thai language, and it'll get you where you need to go, right? Exactly. So, yeah, that could be a little. We live off of GPSs and stuff like that.
Now that's really the only thing.
Well, that's cool. So, what do you think, Pam, about your experience with him so far? You guys, you think it's going to work out? Is it difficult to be with a foreigner so far?
Yeah. So, about him, right? Him is nice, but sometimes, like, if he's upset and talk too much and something, why? Just sometimes just not big problem.
Right.
It's just little bit for me, but him feel like very big problem.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's that's our cultural differences, I think. So we don't really mean that much by it. It's just our reaction to things, and we just have to know everything and understand. But you change, you adapt, and you helping him will probably, because she does to me all the time. And I was really bad when I first got here, right? Paige is sitting over there on the computer.
Yeah, I've even told her, I said, if it wasn't for her, I'd have been a hot mess. A hot mess. And it's simple, because all she did was come in and she'd be like, it's okay. And just watch.
Well, you guys, you can't argue. It's, try not to argue. Two different cultures trying to argue, it just never works out. But you just got to try to understand each other, the differences. But yeah, we worry too much about stupid things. We get upset. But I have changed quite a bit in the short period of time that I've been 3 years now in Thailand. But I still get a little upset when I see trash on the beach and stuff like that. And I instantly think about managing, like the government or somebody in that area should do a better job of managing, but it gets deeper than that. And usually we're just voicing our frustrations, or when something upsets us, we have to get it out. Mm-hmm. Thai people don't really do that much. They really don't worry too much, but we have to let it out. We have to complain.
Sometimes I feel like, it's okay. No problem, it's okay. He's like, no.
Well, because that was specifically on Freedom Beach. When we got to Freedom Beach is littered in garbage that's coming from the Palm Beach.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, the beach is beautiful. Like, who thinks it's okay to just dump all this garbage there? And it was awkward because there was other people there that were selling like water bottles and sodas. And I'm like, where are the people that are gonna come and clean it? She goes, they're probably not here yet. And in fact, it was those two people we saw there that got themselves set up first, and then the man came in with what looked like a laundry basket and like a little rake and just started cleaning the beach. And I was like, if I only just wait 15 minutes.
That's usually how it is. We complain about things and then later on, oh, okay.
There
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. We overreact. We overthink. So do you guys have a place already in Phuket?
Yeah, it's an apartment that we have a friend of hers. She owns the building, but we're renting the office and the small apartment behind it, which works out because she's in the office and then her apartment's right there. She doesn't have to travel, doesn't have to go anywhere. It's just boom, boom.
What's the rent on that?
I think it's, what is it, 5,000 for the apartment and then what else?
For apartment,
Yeah,
10,000. Oh, no.
no, for
No.
apartment and office together.
10,000.
10,000. So it's 5 and 5 for both, and then
And that's on a year contract or just month?
I think it's month to month. So we can pretty much bounce whenever we're ready. I mean, I don't think it'll be happening anytime soon because where we are is perfect. It's not even that not noisy.
So you live in a small village outside of Chayapum, or is it a big city? And where do you live at in Chayapum? Small.
We live in a Phakdi Chumpon.
Okay.
Yeah, Phakdi Chumpon.
So it's smaller than Top Manol.
Mm.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the village life? You've been there, how long have you been in that village?
The first time when I came, it was like 2-3 days, and then now we're staying about a week there. And I really do enjoy it.
You do?
It forces me to just shut up and just really take in what I appreciate. So it came down to that situation again where, from that Star Wars scene, that I have what I want. Now, why am I choosing to complain about it after already making that choice?
Yeah.
So being here in the village is like, don't do this because it doesn't do you any good. Just accept the fact that you're happy now.
I'm gonna have to cut this part out. So are you guys gonna get married?
That is definitely in the plan, for sure.
What about kids?
Well, she has her
I
own
have
now,
that, yeah.
but I want one for ourselves because my mother keeps nagging.
Are you
me about
okay
it.
with another child? I think most Thai women have at least 2, right? But you might want 2 more Phalan babies, right?
Yeah, I remember. I forget.
Yeah, what's funny, actually, that you mentioned that. It's fine. Her father actually told me, he was like, I'm going to have a grandkid, right? And I need another one, right? Because when this one goes away, I'm going to be all by myself, so you're going to have another kid, right? I'm like,
To give them a half Phalan baby would just make their life, right? Everybody wants to, that's all I hear when I'm traveling around. You know, they ask me, if I'm married, and then they ask if we have kids. I'm like, no, and they're like, why? Phalan babies are so
yeah.
beautiful.
And my mother, of course.
But luckily, I married a Thai woman that doesn't want kids. I already had 3 of my own.
Yeah, it's just that point where you just kind of pass it. I was like, there's no use.
So what about the food?
I love it.
Did you like Thai food prior to coming to Thailand?
Soup noodle not originally, because it reminded me of just ramen. So it was like that stigma was stuck into me for a little while, and then I was like, okay, let me actually eat it. And I was like, oh, this is pretty good. And fortunately for me, in order to kind of keep up with it, I have 2 Thai restaurants next to my apartment back in New York. So I was able to go to the one that became my favorite because they're all from Isan. And it was traditional Isan food cooking there. So when they asked me, they're like, are you okay with spicy? And I'm like, yeah. No, I'm not. Because their level of spice was not.
Thai peppers are very, very hot. I started out eating jalapenos back in Texas,
I did that
but it's
in Miami.
nothing like the peppers here. So now I can eat it, but
it's a much different strength because jalapenos are just like in that instant, and then they fade away.
So have you gotten sick at all since you've been here from the food or the water or anything?
Not this time around. The second time around, I think, which was in August of last year, I did. It was from the hot pot chicken though. And I think it was just a bad batch. Like I don't, because I've been going to that, well, we call her mommy because she's like our mother in Phuket type of thing. She takes care of us. I think it was just a cheat out of bad batch that one day, and that was it.
On your visa, did you have to show that you have insurance or anything like that, or do a police background check or any stuff like that?
I didn't have to specifically show that. I mean, they held my passport for the time that they were doing the visa.
Yeah.
So if they did the background check during that time, I wouldn't have known about it. But even then,
But
they
over
were thinking to
here,
me.
you've already checked into immigration, and you haven't got your extension yet, though, have you? You're still on your 90-day.
Yeah, but I'm based off the stamp I got from immigration. But I'm in the Department of Labor too. I'm in their records in Phuket Town. So
But they didn't ask you for proof of health insurance or
Mm-mm.
any other stuff like that. What was the fee? You remember on that?
For the work permit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 800 US because of what it allows you to do, and then I'm gonna have to, for that red book, I have to do another 800 US in order to lock myself in. But for me, it's something I'm willing to eat because it gives me the peace of mind that I don't have to stress about it. Because when I'm here, I forget what day it is, and I forget the date, and I'm just like, what's today? And she's like, I don't know myself. I'm like, well, great. Well, I could have been for an appointment and not even know about it and totally forget. No?
So you're Cuban, you told me, right?
Half, yeah.
Half Cuban.
Yeah,
So
my father's side.
I know a lot of Cubans from Florida. They're
Mhm.
very tight to their family. Was your family like that back in the States?
Unfortunately, to an extent. My mother's side of my family is the one I grew up more with. And then from my uncle and my aunt, which were from my father's side, they came up to New York, and they lived in New York a long time. My father went back to Miami after living in New York because of his mom and his father and whatnot. So it was mainly on his shoulders, really. He just took up, he was the black sheep of the family. I mean, lovingly too. So when it comes to for the tight-knit, not really in the sense to where we have that desire to be next to each other. But if something was dire and somebody really needed the help, we would be there.
So how do you feel about the Thai family, how they're really close to each other and they help each other? I mean,
It makes you feel comfortable with it because her father explained to her, for me to know that he already includes me in that family circle. Of course, our language barrier is what stops us from communicating, but when it comes to actions, it's no different.
I'm going to push the envelope. So do they expect sinsad or anything like that for marriage?
Yeah, but what may do that?
Huh?
Sinsad. You know, like if you get married, is there
The dowry.
a dowry? Sinsad in Thai. It's sinsad, right?
Sinsod.
Sinsod.
Yeah.
That's another problem with Thai language. I'm not saying it's inside because it's spelled in English, but it's a Thai word, so sinsad.
Oh yeah. For my dad, we not talk about it because he wasn't just love me and can take care when we stay together and love family.
I appreciate you answering that because so many foreigners that's a big question.
But for Sinsod, my dad said it's okay for him now because we already have kids.
Yeah.
I have already before, I did before, but
Yeah.
this time it's okay. Yeah.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
Have 3 brothers.
3 brothers. You're the only girl.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful.
And one of them's a cop. So it's like, oh great. But I've only met one brother.
Very cool. So you guys are happy, huh? Are you happy he's here with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very happy.
That's good.
Because him funny, really
Yeah.
funny. But
We laugh a lot, and I told her that.
Gotta have a sense of humor, right?
Oh, for sure. She too. Sometimes it's like, but I'm just like, where did that come from?
Me and Paige, we laugh at each other all the time. Gotta be fun. So you guys got any future travel plans?
Wherever she wants to go, whenever she finds the time. But because if we're really the only workers of the business, it's hard.
So who's running the shop now?
One of her friends who owns the actual apartment complex itself right now, and then she made an agreement that if she was to sell anything, she gets half. And that's a good deal. I mean, because especially with somebody helping you out, you know. But hopefully we'll be able to figure something out to where we won't have to really rely on the physical aspect of it all.
Well, very cool. I think that's about it. I'm sure I have much more questions after I end the video, but anyway,
It's all good.
I appreciate you guys answering that stuff. So I'm sure there's one thing you guys are going, no, ask me this, ask me that. I don't remember, sorry. Anyway, cool. Well, they just stopped by to visit us. They spent the night in our little Top Panong town. Did you guys like it?
Great. I loved it. Yeah.
It's really comfortable weather, right on the river, nice breeze. We had
Yes.
dinner last night. You guys know where we ate, right?
Yeah.
Kuanui. But very cool. And you guys are headed back to Chaiapum today.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching our video today. I hope you guys got something out of it. If you did, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.